hello. What do we have here? Darkstone, huh? Funny. I've never even heard of this game. The world is living under the dark shadow of a nefarious dragon. Villagers are turning to stone. Armies of skeletons, swarms of wasps, and lumbering ogres lurk everywhere. Evil is spreading like a vine, and only I can stop it. 8 playable characters, male or female, based on 4 castes: warrior, thief, magician, or monk. Supports multiplayer mode. Random quest generator. Ensures maximum playability. More than 200 enemies and interactive characters. Damn.
Well, I guess I'll give it a shot. First thing we gotta do is actually install the game. Install. Install. So much for autopilot. We're gonna have to do this manually. Install. Yeah, okay. Hey, would you look at that? I actually managed to find a tutorial on how to get this 80-year-old game running. You know what? This actually kind of looks pretty complicated, so I think I'm just gonna pirate it. See you guys in a minute.
1 hour later.
First thing we gotta do is create 2 characters. I made my main character an assassin and my other one a warrior. I named them Muragorn and Muragarn, because what else would I friggin' name them? By the way, 2 main characters? Really? Now I'm not saying it's ripping off Divinity Original Sin, but dang if it ain't ripping off Divinity Original Sin. Now that we're in the land of, I don't really care, but now that we're here, we can fulfill our destiny of killing the mighty Drac.
Drac is back.
Shrek is Drek.
Very intimidating, I know. One of the things I noticed right off the bat is, well, see for yourself.
Things have gone from bad to worse and bad to worse and bad to worse and your departure.
And this applies to basically every sound in the game. Maybe it wouldn't be so annoying if the voice acting was worth a pretty penny. Now it's time for the hour-long tutorial, made even longer by the fact that NPCs repeat half their dialogue over and over.
Come in, come in, come in! Here you will find the best range of quality equipment and more. Your enemies won't know what's hit them. All this for the best prices you'll find on the market.
Fun fact, I got stuck in the archery tutorial for like 10 minutes because they locked the gate behind you until you put the bow back on the pedestal, but nobody ever tells you that you're supposed to do this or that you even can. Now that incredibly aggravating section is out of the way, it's time to get to the meat of the gameplay. It was at this point I remembered that playing a thief-type character in any RPG game ever has always been and will always be super boring, so I started mainly playing as my warrior character. The gameplay consists of wandering around the overworld until you find a dungeon. This game's motto is, Diablo? Never heard of it. Or alternatively, fun game? Never heard of it. Another fun fact, I got lost in the first dungeon for like 20 minutes because I didn't realize I had a map. Now might be a good time to mention the fact that this game has a lot of randomization. The dungeons, the loot, even the quests and objectives are all randomly put together. The only thing required to beat the game is collecting the 7 magic crystals or whatever. Clearly, this was intended to make the game a lot more replayable. implying that anyone would ever want to play this game more than once. After beating the first 3 levels and finding a magic horn that produces food, quite possibly the most useful item in the game, I am required to give it to these starving villagers immediately after. See, this is what happens if you base your entire village's food supply on an easily stealable small object. Alright, not bad. Let's see what's next.
This is the Song of the Snakes.
What the heck? So basically, the next dungeon consists of finding 5 reeds hidden around on the floor so that I can seduce these snakes. Speaking of which, why are these snakes so hard? You know, maybe if my character wore pants, she wouldn't get bitten so easily. Come on! They're just snakes! That's enemy design elementary school! Kill them! After the snakes are properly seduced, we get another crystal. I'm on a roll, this is gonna be easy.
Spoiler alert, it wasn't easy.
Let's talk about the, well, shall we say, questionable game mechanics the developers put in. Like the fact you have to eat food or else you will die.
I'm getting hungry.
I'm getting hungry.
I'm hungry.
I'm getting hungry.
Now, I ain't saying this game is ripping off Minecraft, but dang if it ain't ripping off Minecraft. You also have to repair and upgrade your equipment. Now, I ain't saying this game is ripping off The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, but dang if this game ain't ripping off The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. Hey, remember the time I spent tens of thousands of gold upgrading a single sword, but it permanently broke in 5 minutes for no reason?
My weapon is broken.
Me too. Screw this game. There's also the fact that half of my inventory space at any given time is taken up by potions and food, things that are required for survival. Side quests in this game are also mentally handicapped. NPCs will just come up and talk to you at random, telling you to find some mystical item. When you actually get the item, you have to guess which identical NPC asked you to do it in the first place.
Great job! I knew you would be able to find the cursed sword.
There's also an NPC that charges you thousands of gold so he can train you to be better at buying things, which basically equates to everything costing 1 less gold per rank. Hey, that actually might be a sound investment, if I was an idiot. You know what? Maybe I'm being too hard on this game. It certainly does have some addictive qualities, like the ones it took from Diablo. And that's it. Literally everything new that the developers added to the formula is horrible.
Yes.
The only thing that makes this game playable is the fact that half of it is basically just Diablo. With that being said, let's continue onwards. This time we have to put eyes into a statue. Then we have to put eyes in a statue. And then we put eyes in another statue. And then there's a puzzle.
The last is equal to the number of brothers.
Nah, dude, I didn't sign up for this Portal 2 crap. Here is also where I found a cursed sword that has really high damage but lowers all your stats, and also can't be unequipped unless you pay 20,000 gold to a local curse lifter.
I'm afraid you do not have the 20,000 gold pieces needed for such a treatment.
You see, this is why you don't let old lady Matilda own a monopoly on the curse lifting business. After that's done, the game gets really hard for some reason. Suddenly, my weapon hits my target only about 25% of the time, and my weapons and armor seem to disintegrate even faster.
It was so bad it started giving me PTSD flashbacks from Morrowind.
The next dungeon is bullcrap! Sorry, I lashed out. What I meant to say is that the next dungeon is complete dung pie and I hate it! For one thing, my other character was severely underleveled because he only chose to actually help me in battle about 50% of the time when he wasn't busy standing in front of doors like an idiot. Next, the level design here basically requires you to use cheesy tactics, even though these kinds of games are supposed to be all about the action, right? And there are snakes. Too many snakes. Who made these snakes? I'm literally going to slit their throat while they're and put it in a display case. I can't handle this anymore. Nope, I'm done. I literally can't do this anymore. I quit. Screw killing Drac or whatever the heck I'm supposed to be doing. This game is supposed to be 5 hours long, but it feels like an eternity. It was at this point that I looked up the ending on YouTube and called it a day. I have better things to do. I recently bought The Witcher 1, and that seems like a much better time sink than this literal pile of garbage.
smile.